Hi guys, a number of you have followed my channel because of a game called Marvel Heroes, but there are other games that I played, and one of them is called the Prison Architect. I've played Prison Architect quite a while ago when it was still like they were still making it in the making kind of thing, but I kind of show support and purchase the game, and I've been playing the as it was being developed. I was playing the game, and I could actually continue playing the game after it's been launched. It's really good because I don't need to redo everything. I've got prison that I've built up quite nicely, and today I'd like to show you the meat game. So a little bit depth to it, like what do you expect when you want to play this game called Prison Architect. And in a way it's like a simulation game because see this row here. I mean graphic is not great, but the gameplay is fantastic. You see that all these workers here, they dump all this delivery here and so on and so forth, and you could start building the stuff like you play any simulation game and so on. You could start building like maybe I want lay a foundation here, for example. I just lay a foundation here, and then I could maybe I want to these guys will then start building it, and I'll start to design like maybe I should have a door somewhere and so on and so forth. So stuff like that. You could actually do quite a lot of stuff here. I mean you could make a door somewhere, like I could make a door. Just make a door here, for example. Just put a door here, and they will just make it on its own. And basically, you are the architect. You build a prison, and you are given an initial grant of $30,000, which is what written down here. And then the prisoner will come in about 24 hours time. So that there will be like a clock here to show you the time of day and so on. So I mean, these people will start to make all these things and so on, and you could see the room is already built, and you could do something like maybe I want to put a window somewhere, maybe I want to put like a table somewhere, maybe I would like to convert this into office and so on. So that is something that is you have a freedom of playing this game however way that you want, right? So and the thing is that this game is very interesting because it gives you the objective as you play this game. There are objectives, like for instance, first of all, you have to read the CEO's letter, so you tell you this and this and this and that, and after that it will start to give you some kind of quest to it, like like you have to do certain quests to do certain things, like maybe you want to so-called there's certain like basic detention center whereby you have to build a holding cell, build a shower, build a yard, build a kitchen, canteen, 2 guards and 2 cooks. So it is like a tutorial, but it is more like given the kind of like objective to you so that you know what to do next, rather than just like like this is 2 sandbox, right? So you can enroll in some of this ground, then you say, okay, I want to do this quest or objective. They actually give you money to start off, so you can start using the money to build other things that you want to build, like a holding cell, shower, and so on and so forth. And before you know it, you complete this quest or this objective, and you can pick another objective and another one, right? So your prison is getting bigger and bigger without going through the tutorial, reading through online what to do next and kind of things, and I learn the entire game through this. Now I also make mistakes, and this game is very forgiving because it is a simulation game. So long you are not too drastic into doing certain things, you can actually sustain a simulation. All right, so now maybe this is just a beginning of game, so I'm going to load the meat game because I think it probably be a bit more interesting if you see what the meat game is like. So I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to load one of my prison that I've been working for a while. Now this is the meat game. It's not really end game because I've been doing it for 37 hours, 30 minutes, so it's around 40 hours gameplay on this particular map. And it's not my first prison. I've been doing some, kind of like some didn't work out. Now this game, this is the prison whereby just now you saw the area. It's just the area that you saw was around this here. So I started off in this area, and then you can purchase land around the area and make it bigger and bigger and bigger into sort of like a really huge prison. You can help. I mean, right now my capacity is about 279, and I have 261 prisoners. All right, so. And maybe I just talk a little bit about how I come about this whole prison. Then I go through the various aspects of the game, see if that's your cup of tea or not. So now, first thing first, now is actually the sleeping hour, which is about 2 a.m. in the morning, 2:30 and so on. Life still go on, the guard is still running around, and there are also CCTV cameras that's been sort of like scanning everywhere because it is important to have a line of sight on what's happening and so on. So all these are CCTV kind of like the thing that you have to build strategically, place on all these things, and you could also like put the guards there to sort of like the monitor, CCTV monitor. So sometimes the camera kind of off because you see this guard is not here. When the guards come here, then some of the camera will become online again. So it is quite interesting. Now, you may say, wow, there's a lot of micromanagement. It is not really. A lot of time you just do like minor tweaking of the whole thing. Now, just would like to share a little bit more about the developer of this game is called the Introversion Software. For those of you who has been playing a game called DEFCON, I think 2006, which is about 10 years ago or so. It is a huge game. It's a real-time strategy game, but it's a really huge game. Not great on the graphic, but fantastic on the gameplay. And exactly like Prison Architect as well, graphically it's not that like 3D or fantastic, but the simulation that like see all these trucks going, right? Even 4 a.m. in the morning, there are already trucks here to deliver like food and stuff like that, because you need to sort of like cook the food for a prisoner and so on. And they have all these other delivery as well. And then the prisoner, I don't know any of you are familiar with how prison work. I am not, but through this game, sort of like it kind of shows that within the prisons, it's actually a community, a society on its own, whereby the prison can also go to work within the prison, produce stuff whereby it can be sold as well. So all these items like the carpenter items and so on, the number plate, I think in America, making number plate is one of the activity from within the prison. So this sort of thing can be sold as well, and your prison is actually a money making machine as well. So I'll talk a little bit about the financial aspect of it. So now it is still nighttime, and how the regime works like this, right? So I'm not going to overwhelm with you with too much detail right now. Just to show you where things are, and the first thing you would like to probably take a look at is a regime, because you can define a regime, right? Because you own this prison. You are you don't own the prison. You report to the CEO of the prison. So like you are actually maybe the man on the ground to manage this prison, right? So the regime goes something like this. You can feel free to sort of like rearrange things, and usually you come with a sleeping time, and you probably have like 7 hour, 8 hours sleep. I'm not quite sure. After that, it's locked up. People start to wake up and so on. Then they have 1 hour to go shower, relax, and so on. And after that, they will start working at 9. Now, working, what it really means is that there are some prisoner will go and do laundry. Some will go and clean up other places. Some will go and make number plate and so on. So these are work. Some will go in the kitchen and prepare food, and so these are really work. And after that, after 3 hour working is usually there's an eating time. So that's when the prisoners go into the canteen and started to eat. And after they've done eating, what usually they do is they go to bathroom and so on, and to really relax. And so there's a free time. They can do anything. They can call their family. They can they can, if they're visitor, they visit. They can go and visit as well. And after that, you have yard as well. Yard is when they actually hang out in the area, just walk around, mingle around, do some exercise and so on. So that is when they kind of unwind, relax, because you wouldn't want your prisoners to get too stressed up in this sort of environment, right? And after that, there'll be a little bit of working, a little bit of free time as well. And after that, they start to eat, lock up, and sleep. So that's kind of regime that you have now. I sort of like keep talking, and maybe just show you a little bit more is that so now time is like 6 o'clock and so on. Let me just look at the prisoner intake. So basically, I could suppose I could also take in prisoner if I look at the maybe I don't want to take a maximum, and you can adjust all these things, by the way. Because this prison, my prison still have like maybe 20. I can take 20 more, so maybe I take 20 more. All right. So now, why do I need to care about all this prison intake? Is that this is still a prison. I need to make money as well to sustain my prison. And the more prisoner I take in, the more grant or payment I'll get from the government, and sort of like they help me run the whole thing. Now, why I keep talking about the money? Because if you play any simulation game like SimCity or so on and so forth, everything costs money, right? So I'm going to probably walk through with you the financial as well. Everything from the workman to the guard to administrative staff, food, and whatever program that I run, those cost money. Now, the left side is all the grant that government give to me, prisoner that I'm taking in as well, so on and so forth. And these are all giving me extra money to sort of like manage my prison. So at the end of the day, I could like have a balance sheet, and everything has to be in black, right? Because my prison has to be able to make money so as to continue expanding and so on. So now the prison is going to arrive soon, and the prison that's arriving is going to come through this main gate here. So I designed the prison. I started off with this map here, but as time goes by, I sort of like expand and so on, and I decided to build a front gate to sort of like control what comes in. So these are all the visitor, by the way. They would like to visit the prisoners, so you see them visitor come on, and they want to see certain people, and the guard will automatically open the gate, so you do not need to sort of micromanage all these things. Now this is the one that bring in the prisoner. My 20 prisoners are coming in through this gate. All right, so it is very important, and so now all these prisoner comes in, and now because they are in already, I can close my prison again, because I will not have enough cells to house anymore, because every day they'll put in more and more prisoner to me. So all these prisoners will come in, and then the guards will start taking them into their respective cells. All right, so that is what happened during the 9 o'clock, and before people are sort of like, you see all these prisoner here. And by the way, this wing on the right side, the east wing, is the more newer modern design, because this is like an organic growth. But when I come to here, I sort of like I can plan my prison. I can acquire a big piece of land, and I'll start to okay, so this is the part whereby there's some indication whereby maybe the prisoner is doing drug, right? And sort of like OD or whatnot. So sometimes they have all these indicators. There's quite a lot of action going on, but you don't need to be too too micromanagement. All right. So yeah, I mean, I was saying the east wing of my prison actually is a lot more well designed. I have all the cells here, and I try to maximize all the space. And I've got like the shower, and after that the canteen, the yard, and the kitchen, and so on, to sort of like so give a better layout. So I was still experimenting, and I may do another experimentation later on another part of the maybe another wing of the prison, to see how things go. But then so that you see all this classroom here, this is whereby there are teacher that's going to teach the prisoner. And why is it important as well? Because all these things comes under something called the programs. Because prison is like supposed to be a rehabilitation center, and what you really need to do is to help the prisoner to get out to the society and not to come back to prison again. So all this will measure against you. If your prisoner are more like educated and so on, they may have a higher chance not to go back to prison again. So that is the whole idea of this whole simulation here. And then there are various kind of programs, those that like helping the prisoner acquire certain skill to make number plates or make other carpentry and so on. So now there's another one that's being there's some. Okay, so I've guard dogs here. The guard dog will sometimes scan all these goods that come by this whole area, and they will sort of sniff it out. All right, so then there are things that are more for the psychological alcoholic as well, because some of the prisoner will be like they probably be longing for the alcohol, longing for drug and so on. So all this program will help to sort of like get them a little bit off the kind of like hook and so on. So it is important to have all these things going on. Okay, and so now is a working time, and you can actually see quite a lot of things that happen. There are some prisoners that are not really working, but there are actually prisoners that are like you can tell some are having another lesson here. They are doing all this like a reform program. And you can see what's the take-up rate for some of this like a program and so on. All right, so and there are cook as well. There are some prison that will help cooking as well during the work. And okay, so another drug is being found. So yeah, I mean so this is the part whereby they are working, and I can show you some other things as well. Like for example, when it comes to the logistic, right? So you can tell that these are the kitchen, all right, and the food distribution, right? So food has to be distributed. into various canteen and so on. The cells, like which cells will go to which canteen and which kitchen supply to which canteen, those you can actually dictate. It's rather simple. Same as the laundry as well, because all these cells will have all these dirty clothes and so on. They have to go into laundry, and they do that as well. All right. And yeah, I mean, so these are the stuff that you could if you look into the whole thing. And after that, you could have things like the look at the staff as well. I mean, you can have things like looking at the intelligence and so on. So look in the supply and demand of all these things and so on. So these are very good intelligence for you to start to do certain things, and look at all these things here, right? So you could actually look into all these things, and while you're doing all this, you don't need to really stress out about it, because if you're at a very stable system, right, I have right now, so long as you don't introduce anything that drastically. Oh, by the way, I'm feeding the prisoner here. By right, I should get 100% of my prisoner all well fed, and that's a goal, because when the prisoners are not fed well, meaning that if they do not have enough food to eat and so on, they will start to get angry, and then after that they will start not to work, and that kind of like tip the whole thing over, because when the prisoners are not working, no one is going to do laundry, no one is going to clean the prison, and it's getting bad, worse and worse and worst. And after that, the prison will riot. This game can fail. I failed this game before. The prisoner will go and riot, and after that, they will start killing the guard. Guard will be dead. After that, they will start setting fire. Then the staff will be dead, and after that, I need to call the shakedown or lockdown as well. Bang up. I have to call the emergency. There are some emergencies here. Call the riot police as well. If all this fail, guess what happened? The government will come in and they will start to shoot anybody that riot. Your whole prison will be a whole war zone, and then I've actually got that in video one time. And then the whole entire game will you just lost it, because CEO will then take over the whole prison. The government will take over the whole prison, and all the armed force will come in, and it was a very bloody scene. So yeah, I mean, so that is the game can fail. You have to be careful. Whatever I do usually have to be kind of like in a small scale. So maybe I want to introduce another yard. Maybe I observe like maybe there's some area that seems to be quite crowded. I may want to repurpose certain area to do certain things. So whatever I do, usually I do it in a very small scale, just to make sure that I don't upset like too much of the whole thing. And now it's a free time. Now, by the way. Okay, now the free time and the yard time. Now, so what usually I do in this moment is to start the cell search, because you can start asking the guard to do some cell search once they off the free time and start working, because once in a while you need to make sure that your prison hygiene. When I say hygiene, means that because the prisoner may hide a lot of tools to dig, or a lot of like contraband and so on and so forth. So now the prisoner is off the cell. This is the best time to start searching the cell. So there are you can do a search cell block, and then the police will come in. But you try not to do it when the prisoner is inside, because they will then start to search the prisoner as well. The prisoner are not happy being searched if they are innocent. Alright, so you can start to search all these things, and then all the police here will start searching, and you will see a lot of action right now, because we will be able to find the contraband. There will be knife, there will be spoon or whatever that keep ticking the floor and whatnot. So also one death today, by the way. And after that, and then people will get locked into cell and so on. So there are, see, the items are being identified, and when the item is being identified, the prisoner responsible for all these things. See all these things here. Look, there's someone is already digging a hole. So I'll need to do something like maybe I need to do something like hang on a second. These are utility stuff, and I need to so-called remove the tunnel. So I need to find a worker that they remove the tunnel, and then when they remove the tunnel, I should see that how far it's digging, because they can be digging all the way here until here, then they will escape, right? One night they will escape, and usually when they dig, there will be a couple of them to dig together, so you have a whole series of like prisoner that's escaped from there. So now all this that's being searched, all this contraband they will have respective arrest, and then all this prisoner arrest, they will put into like a containment cell, like all this little cell here. They will not return to their cell that with a bed and a toilet, but they will have to put into all this cell. All right, so So these are things that you need to constantly do, but I usually don't do it too often because I do it on stages. You can't really lock up so many people at the same time because, okay, so another tunnel is being discovered, so it's important, all right? So it's not something you need to do all the time, but it is important to do it like, once in a while, all right? So now it's working time, but anyhow, they even have a drill. I don't know where it come from. And so that is the thing that they have been, those are just let going, and people will get arrested and so on. How to arrest a prisoner? Okay, being put into another cell. So that's all, and now it's a working time. You can see, all right. So now you see that there are people that are going left, people are going right, and there's quite a lot of stuff going on, and you can see all this like action going on. Pretty fun stuff. And during working time, you don't really see a lot of action here. You can see people start to make tools and so on and so forth, number plate and so on. So you can examine all these things. And there's a guard dog as well, by the way. The dogs are pretty fast. And I usually ask the dog to patrol this area to sniff out any of those contraband. All right. So, and okay, let's just talk a little bit about the utility as well. So just now you probably have seen a little bit of the utility whereby you can see the water pipe as well as the electricity as well. The water pipes are here, electricity are the green one. So everything has to be connected to the power supply, like this one here, the power station, and the water pump. Very much a SimCity. If you play the kind of game, this is very, very like, no-brainer to you. All right. So that's all. What else should I show you? Yes. And after that, maybe I'll just show you a couple of other things as well. So these are all the stuff that you have. You can actually identify them to see which one is tied and so on, where things are. And prisoner, of course, this guy is being jailed up. You can actually zoom in, and after that go zoom through this guy, right? So this is the one that is this guy is going to be like jailed up here. So yeah, this is one of those things. And after that, this you have seen it already. Jobs is the one that all these things. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of simulation going on. Usually I don't really look at this one. This is important because it tells you where needs are. If things become red, it becomes critical. Things like drug and clothing, these are something that I could actually work a little bit harder on, build a little bit more like a laundry area and so on to make sure this is fine. And drug wise, I think it's more through the program itself. And after that, there are other things like regime you have seen. Policies is the one that you could also define some kind of punishment and so on. Grants is the one that, for example, you could actually take a grant here, and then you can get advance payment and you can get a lump sum payment upon completion itself. And so, for example, I've already completed quite a lot of them before this game was being officially launched, and very fun. I mean, each one of them will ask you to do something, and then each time you end up learning the game a little bit better. Or program you've seen, financial you've seen. Last but not the least is valuation, because I resumed the game, and I think about $790,000. Now it's already $810,000. So the thing is that you could actually sell your prison as well. And all right, so basically because I failed because there's no reason death. So once the death thing is gone, then I can start selling this prison. And the thing is like, sometimes why do you want to sell the prison? Because maybe you've done the mid game, and then you realize that okay, I've got enough. I want to start a new game, but I want to start a new game with the advantage because I've already invested for 40 hours in playing this game, right? So you can recover a huge amount of ground or money. You can use it for a next prison. So the next prison can be even more elaborate. All right. So let me just drink some tea because I've been talking I don't know how many minutes. It's good stuff. It's rooibos from Africa tea, red tea. No caffeine inside. So yeah, I mean, so you've seen all the action going on, and you could actually do something like you can buy another plot of land for $40,000. Then you can buy another plot of land to further expand your prison. The challenge at mid game though is that as the prison gets larger and larger, it takes longer to distribute certain food or distribute certain material from here. The delivery doesn't really change because all the trucks come through here, and sometimes it's all queued up, right? And so after a while, it becomes a little bit hard to distribute the thing sideways. You can still sort of open up the gate all the way to here, I suppose. Have another delivery area here, but then But as your prison getting larger and larger, if your kitchen is all the way on the other side, it takes a long time for all the cook to sort of like get the food across to all this area. So yeah, I mean all these prisoners are eating right now, and I'm very proud to say because managing food is not easy in this game. Feeding all the prisoners is not easy. I only managed to feed about 80% of it, so by right I should get more. And so here is the danger level you haven't really seen. So this is the danger level. Some prisoners says that they are not happy about the condition and whatnot. Do watch out because riot can occur. And at the end of the day, I mean, this game is really about defining our own objective because I just would like to slowly play the game, make incremental improvement to it. For example, what I probably would want to do is that I take up the grant for the cell block E. Okay, let me see which one is it. Take up this grant, for instance, cell block E, and then I'll start to achieve the 500 cells, right? So I now have 278. So I just need I probably need to double the size of my prison here, and it's like a whole entire new game on the other side, right? So. As always, make sure that your cells, everything is in a very stable environment on its own. It will not collapse, people are not unhappy and so on. And after that, you can incrementally start. So what I would do is to study, making sure that all these things are very nice. I address all the issues first, like making sure the drug issue is coming down. I may need to have more classroom, push more reform program, making sure that my therapist is looking into the whole thing. And after that, yeah, I mean, and another thing I think I haven't really talked about is the bureaucracy, right? Because before this game was okay, when I first played this game was still under development. So these are all the things I have now. Now I have something called legal. So I could, like for example, get a legal. And yeah, a certain amount of time I can get a lawyer. So once I have this one, I can start building an office for my lawyer. So my lawyer will be in, and I can start to have all those like small cell or death row or whatever, reduce execution liability, so on and so forth. Kind of thing that other game options I can have. So all these things like psychologies and health and my armory and so on and so forth. These are all through the so-called research. So I need to research all these things, making sure I have the docs and stuff like that approved and so on. And yeah, I mean, it's really fun. It is really a fun game. I could talk about this game for a long time, but I probably would stop right here. I think it has already gone through a cycle. You can actually make it faster as well. If you find it too slow, you can take it the fastest. You can just go through a thing. But usually, what I'll do is that this is time when I start to slowly adjust all this area because people are sleeping. I don't need to worry about prisoner escaping the prison while I'm digging a hole here or putting a hole on the wall because I want to like break this wall down, and then after that prisoners just run for their life because they do run. When prisoners spotted there's an area whereby they can run, they will run. So yeah. So I don't know if you guys have questions. Do drop me a note. I don't know whether you guys like seeing this game or not, but it is a game that I really enjoy playing. I thought I'd share with you. I spent quite a lot of hours on this, so yeah. So do let me know what you think about this game, and well, I mean, keen to hear from you. So see you. Bye.